Hello guys, Agnologia here, and welcome to yet another top 10 list, and welcome to yet another boring intro of me introducing myself and jumping right into the list. I've been making so many Pokemon top 10s lately, and surprisingly enough, this is the intro I make for every video. It's kind of boring, isn't it? You don't get to see my face at all. Recently, I've watched some other top 10s by other YouTubers, and what came to me is that most of them are showing their face on cam and introducing themselves on cam before they jump into the list. I feel like that's unnecessary for my videos. I don't really do that, and I don't intend to do that. I have but one intention, and that is to show you the 10 most disturbing and dreadful Pokemon of all time, at least in today's video. And I know these people are doing it to make their videos more authentic to their audience and just generally making it more personal. So, without further crap, let's just get right to the list, man. Number 10. Drifloon. It is whispered that any child who mistakes Drifloon for a balloon and holds onto it could wind up missing. From Pokemon Heart Gold, these Pokemon are called signposts for wandering spirits. Children holding them sometimes vanish. From Pokemon Black 2, parents need to be extremely careful in the world of Pokemon. Almost any item, from keys to a sword to some garbage, could secretly be a Pokemon. Give your child a balloon to hold on to, and it might actually turn out to be a disguised Pokemon that will kidnap your child and will never be seen again. What a ghost balloon could possibly want with children is probably a question best left unanswered. Note, in Pokemon Pearl, the entry for Drifloon is, it talks on the hands of children to steal them away. However, it gets pulled around instead. So, not always disturbing, I guess. A ghost balloon that tries to steal children but gets stolen themselves instead? That's just sad. Number 9. Cacturn. The Pokemon are biding their time, waiting for the traveler to tire and become incapable of moving. From Pokemon Sapphire. This entry thankfully cuts itself short before it reveals exactly what the roving gang of the sentient cacti plans on doing with the poor souls lost in the desert. But there is an implication that they are not going to give him a ride to the nearest bed and breakfast. Really. Even if the roving gang of sentient cacti were trying to do something nice for you, it would be an unbelievably painful nightmare the second they got near you. Because, quick reminder, they are a roving gang of sentient cacti. Number 8. Yamask. Each of them carries a mask that used to be its face when it was human. Sometimes they look at it and cry. From Pokemon Black. The entry for Yamask casually introduces a pretty deeply messed up concept as if it was nothing. Humans can die and turn into Yamasks. Worse still, it loses all of its human body except the fucking face, which it carries around as a mask. That's some Hannibal Lecter meets Nightmare on Elm Street shit. Although, I guess that answers the human afterlife question. They either get turned into soul fuel for Pokemon or become Pokemon themselves. Pretty ironic punishment for trainers to die and become enslaved Pokemon, constantly haunted by their lost humanity. What a fun game for kids this is. Number 7. Bannet. An abandoned plush doll became this Pokemon. They are said to live in garbage dumps and wander about in search of the children that threw them away. From Pokemon Emerald. The world of Pokemon is already filled with existential dread in pretty much every corner. But did you know that even the toys in Pokemon have the potential for nightmare fuel? They do. Like some kind of terrifying mashup of Child's Play and Toy Story 2, Bannet is a doll that somehow gained consciousness purely to seek vengeance against a kid. Or child. Make sure your kids are careful with their toys. Otherwise, those toys might come to life as ghost-type monsters who are used to battle dragons and magnets. All while trying to avenge themselves against a negligent toddler. Number 6. Dusclops. Dusclops' body is completely hollow. There is nothing at all inside. It is said that its body is like a black hole. This Pokemon will absorb anything into its body, but nothing will ever come back out. From Pokemon Ruby. The concept of mummies are pretty terrifying. Undead people, buried in a religious ritual, return to the world of the living to enact some kind of curse against Brendan Fraser at XC. But leave it to the Pokémon to make mummies 10x worse by having them be completely hollow within except for a black hole that sucks everything into it, and like all good black holes, never lets anything out. Honestly, I've seen way too many preschooler trainer NPCs in the world of Pokémon who seem to have little or no parental guidance. In a world with black hole mummies, people should be a lot more careful. Number 5. Onage. If anyone dares to grab its hilt, it wraps a blue cloth around that person's arm and drains that person's life energy completely. From Pokémon Y. At first glance, floating ghost sword is a pretty cool concept for a Pokémon. I know I was on board with it. It's eerie, but in a sorta badass way. There's nothing as inherently horrifying about it as, say, Mr. Mime, but then this comes along. The revelation that if anyone touches the sword's hilt, which everyone would try to do at some point if they were real, because, come on man, ghost sword. Onage will literally suck the life from them. What does a floating ghost sword need with our life energy? Some questions about ghost swords are better left unanswered. Number 4. Pantomp. According to old tales, these Pokémon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died while lost in the forest. Again from Pokémon Y. You're fucked up, Pokémon Y. It's important to remember that with non-legendary Pokémon, there are many of them. Hordes of them, all over the place. The same goes for Pantomp, a Pokémon composed of the dead souls of children who perished in the woods. The concept would mean that every one of the seemingly infinite number of phantoms out there are collections of dead kid spirits. Meaning A, whoa, a lot of dead kids lost in the woods, I guess. And B, every time you defeat a Phantom, you are actually laying waste to a group of eternally lost kid spirits. Makes you wonder, who's the real pocket monster? It unwraps its prey in its hair-like arms. It sings joyfully as it observes the suffering of its prey. From Pokémon Y. Surprisingly. Nothing is safe in this world. Enjoying a pumpkin spice latte, the pumpkin that died so you could enjoy that turned into an evil pumpkin ghost that unwraps its appendages around living beings and sings joyful songs, as whatever poor creature dies a miserable death. I would never, and I repeat, never wish strangled to death by a ghost plant who is humming Katy Perry songs on anyone. Number 2. Yveltal. When its life comes to an end, it absorbs the life energy of every living thing and turns into a cocoon once more. Yeah, you get it. From Pokémon Y. Good to know that literally all life completely depends on the survival of one big red bird thing that, while pretty strong, could easily get decimated by an ambitious 11-year-old trainer who's grinded his Chestnut and Charizard to level 100. When this thing dies, we all die. All life on this planet. Humans, animals, Pokémon, etc. comes to an end in an instant. This is why it's better to go after the rainbow reindeer. At least Xerneas won't destroy all existence if you accidentally fainted. Number 1. Darumaka. Darumaka's droppings are hot, so people used to put them in their claws to keep themselves warm. From Pokémon White. Even for a world where all of society seems to only care about magical monsters that are constantly beating each other up, the idea that people are putting hot monkey poop in their claws to keep them warm is somehow the most unbelievably disturbing thing I've ever heard in any Pokemon game. Yeah, there's nothing much to say there. It's just really disturbing and dreadful.